Hello everyone, I'm Machado. Welcome to another episode of All Snake No Lake here for WSUM, and I'm here with Tyler from Your Arms Are My Cocoon. Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. Can you introduce yourself, talk a little bit about your musical project, just very basic?
Okay. Hi, I'm Tyler. I play in a band that is also just me, called Your Arms Are My Cocoon. It's like a bedroom emo project, I guess you would call it. I would call it a bedroom emo project because I make it in my bedroom. And it's really emo, and I think it makes people cry, or so I've been
It
told.
does. I can vouch for that.
Cool.
Yeah. And just get started. How did you, what is your musical background? Have you ever had any projects before Your Arms Are My Cocoon? Like, where do you come from musically?
So I started playing guitar when I was about 14. I saw This Town Needs Guns live.
Nice.
I got their tab book, and I didn't know guitar, but I got their tab book and I went home and immediately started trying to learn all of the songs just by reading the tabs and trying to figure it out. And that's how I started playing guitar. And I had a bedroom pop or like bedroom indie project before Your Arms My Cocoon. I released one EP under the name Caterpillar Witch Coven, and then another EP under the name Hair, and both of them are fucking. Am I allowed to say bad words?
No, you can say as many bad words as you want.
Okay. Both of them are really freaking crappy. They're shit. They're bad, but
I do like the butterfly motif though.
Yeah.
Oh, like yeah, because your first project and then Your Arms Are My Cocoon.
Caterpillar Witch Coven, yeah, and then Your Arms My Cocoon.
Where does that come from?
Just I've always had just a connection to butterflies in general. I think it might stem from my aunt has a farm, or not really a farm, just like a place with a lot of space in Austin, Texas, and a lot of butterflies like to hang around her house, and she loves butterflies too. She has a guest room in the house that has a giant, it's kind of freaky, but it's got like a giant realistic butterfly up in the corner watching you sleep.
Watching you sleep?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Maybe that stuck with me.
And where does the band name come from?
It actually came from that Hair bedroom pop project. On the last track of that EP that I put out as that under that name, there was a line in it that went "Your Arms Are My Cocoon," and I really liked it, so I kept it.
Nice. It's such a good band name. It's so good. And where does like your emo background comes from? Because we got the bedroom pop, and now let's get the other half.
Okay. Well, I think I found this is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing to put this out.
That's the content that I like, Tyler.
Okay, cool. So, I found My Chemical Romance because I was obsessed with Dan and Phil. You're aware of Dan.
You're my new favorite person, Tyler. Goddamn.
I had seen like all of their videos 3 times over in middle school, and I found My Chemical Romance through them. And then I bought their Bullets CD for like my 14th birthday, and in that CD I think it was a reissue or something. In that CD it had a Eyeball Records sampler. On that sampler was 2 songs by a band called The Number 12 Looks Like You, and that was the first screamo music I'd ever heard, and immediately I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever. So I latched onto that. And
what attracted you to screamo?
Just like the fucking like raw intensity of it, the like putting your emotions out there as clearly and as vividly as possible. You know, that like, of course there's nuance to screamo music and how you present it and how it is, you know, put out there, but there's just something so immediately raw to it, you know, because like in everyday life, you know, you can't scream about your issues, you know, you gotta keep it in there. But hearing screamo music, it's like, yeah, you get to scream about that shit because it's shit worth screaming about.
It's cathartic. It's
yeah,
to get it all out. Yeah, I agree. And how did like Your Arms Are My Cocoon start? When you decide I'm gonna make fucking great screamo music, and that's my thing now?
Well, I don't think I ever just decided on making great screamo music, but I listened to when I was like a freshman and a sophomore in high school, I listened to a lot of bedroom pop and I listened to a lot of screamo music, and I was like, I wonder what's going on here. And yeah, I would literally spend nights fantasizing and imagining like a cross between Jerome's Dream and like Bedbug. Like that combination just sounded so fucking good in my head. And I kind of made it my mission to do that.
I love that you mentioned Bad Boy because now I see it. I see it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. And I do have to ask. I mentioned that I was going to interview you to a couple of my friends, and they like we saw your live sets and all that, and we were just wondering what's like the practice routine for all the screaming. How did you figure all that out?
Well, when I was first figuring it out, I was still living with my parents. I was still in high school. So I would wait until they went out on a walk, and then I would just fucking go for it, you know? I think I watched like one YouTube tutorial on how to scream, and then I went, that's stupid. I'm going to do my own thing. And then I did. And now practicing, I have to go and get a practice space because I live in an apartment now. I can't just be screaming.
You can.
Well,
There's nothing stopping you.
I mean, I could also get the cops called on me. I mean, yeah, you weigh your pros and cons.
And you recorded, you produced it all by yourself, right?
Yeah, I growing up in high school, I never had any friends that were into emo music. It was always just me. All my friends in high school were like really into jazz and stuff, which is cool. I love jazz, but it just wasn't the kind of music that I wanted to make. So for a while, I was stuck. I was like, well, shit, I can't make, emo music. I can't be a band if I'm just myself. I need other people to help me. But then I got bored. Did it by myself, and yeah, all of the instruments were done by me. All of the drum programming, everything was done by me in my bedroom. I even like learned a couple of instruments specifically so that I could play them on records.
Which ones?
I learned piano, and I took orchestra in high school so I could learn the violin so I could play it on Metamorphosis.
That's insane that it's all by yourself. Again, I am a huge fan of your project, and it's just great to know the background on it. And we touched on it a little bit, but I do want to go a little more in depth, which is I personally feel like your Arms Are My Cocoon and the internet like are two very, very connected things. So I do want to know like what is your relationship with the internet, and how does that affect your music?
The internet.
The internet. Keep it broad.
Well, I think I hate the internet. I really do. I hate social media, and I hate talking to people that I don't know. But I also love. I mean, it's the best way to discover new music, like like this is fucking like Sophie's Floorboard. That was where I found everything in high school. That was like the spot. And it's where I get now, especially when I'm making music now. I use a lot of in newer songs that haven't been released yet. I've been using a lot of MIDI, and I'm using sound fonts from video games and stuff. Oh, and also, I don't know why I didn't think of this immediately, but yeah, the Game Grumps samples in
Game Grumps, yeah.
The Game Grumps samples in the EP. I used to be super online through middle school and high school. Not in the way that I would interact with people. It was more just like watching Game Grumps and watching like Vine Sauce and shit, watching people be funny over playing video games. That was like how I coped with being depressed all the time, because it was like being friends with somebody without having to try, it was like being friends with somebody without running the risk of disappointing them, because they just because they'd make me laugh, and then I wouldn't have to do anything in return. And that definitely informs a lot of just how not even music, just how I grew up, I realize that answer is really long and rambly, but
no, I get it. It makes sense. And like, have you ever felt that you are in the same, like for some people, you are in the same position as like Dan and Aaron from the Game Grumps were to you, in which every time that I see like reviews on your music or just people talking about your Arms Are My Cocoon or like the DIY emo Twitter, a lot of people say that like they feel like they're in a room with you. They feel your pain and they like your music helps them, have you ever thought about the role that you play to like your fans, the people that listen to your music?
I really can't even wrap my head around that, honestly, being in this position of supposed influence, because in reality and in the end, I'm really not. I don't know if this sounds selfish or not, but I'm really not making this music for anybody to listen to. I'm making it, for myself. I'm making it to process things that I don't think I can process otherwise. And I'm making it to make music that I think sounds cool. And I think I'm a really big fan of what's going on right now in the emo community, with a lot more bedroom artists coming up, like Weather Day and Stomach Book is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Glow, Paranol, all these like one person projects that are, I forgot where I was going with that, but it's
it's all good.
really, really cool to see, people pushing the boundaries of music, of what we call music, of what we call emo music. And that's always been my goal. That's always been what I want to do. Now I'm going to tie it back.
There you go.
So, and so, yeah, that's always been my thing. And it never really has had anything to do with having people actually listen to it. I'm just putting it out there in case people happen to want to listen to it. And it's cool that they do, but that's not the end of it for me.
And like, even if you make your music just for yourself, do you feel like the pressure from being such an important figure on like DIY Twitter, like the fifth wave emo community right now?
Yeah, I actually really feel the pressure. It's a lot. I just put out a new song on the Split EP with Pictures of June and Floral Patterns and Light Strung Like Stars.
Which, by the way, so good. The Raising Lungs goes so hard.
Thanks. Yeah, like the night that was dropping, I was coming home from work and my heart was up in my throat. Like I felt like I wanted to cry, because I feel like the way that people enjoy my first EP, they've like raised it up to a pedestal that I didn't even know. I didn't ever think that it was going to get to. And as a result, they put me up on that pedestal, and they set a bar for me to reach that I never had the intention of getting set. And so I'm so scared to release new music, because I know I just went on a whole rant about not really caring what people think about my music, but I guess I do care. I guess maybe I'm a hypocrite. Because yeah, that shit is scary. The thought of putting your art out there, something that you care so deeply about, and then having people tell you that it's not as good as something that you made at 17 was. So yeah.
You
feel pressure.
Let's bring it back. Let's go lighten the mood a little bit, which is, first of all, congratulations on releasing the Split. It is really good. I was so happy to see like you and like Light Strung Like Stars, Flower Patterns, like all these artists that I really enjoy banding together in such a good split. How did that collab come about? How did it all start?
Like right after, maybe like a month or two after I released the self-titled EP, a whole bunch of artists that I had listened to before I even started making music, and a whole lot of artists that I had met in the scene just over Twitter and stuff, DM'd me about making a split together. And of course, at that time, I was like so new to everything, and these were artists that I did and still do like super, super respect, because they make music that I love. So I was like, fuck yeah, I absolutely want to make music with you. And then it just took this long to get it out. And actually, those three bands aren't the only bands that I am doing a split with. I've got a couple.
Exciting.
Yeah, I've got plans to release a couple more songs on splits.
Can you give like a very cryptic hint?
Okay.
On who it's with? Only if you want to.
Yeah, I've got 3 more splits planned.
All right.
I'm not sure if all of them will come through, but yeah, this past one was just like the first in a split series that I am doing. But I guess here are the I'll just give you some genres of the other bands. We've got lots of fifth wave,
Nice.
International emo, and then shoegaze.
You're really naming my favorite genres here.
Uh,
like I'm so excited for international emo specifically. Like every Friday, I see on Twitter the bands that you post, and I saw Paranol this week there. I was like, yeah, let's
I
go.
love Paranol. Paranol's awesome.
Their split with Sonho Someone Conta as a Brazilian, that just made me so happy. And just continue a little bit on the battle at Kingajima Island. Where did the Godzilla kaiju art come from? Because just seeing like your mascot destroying a building, the art is amazing. And just how where does that come from?
Well, I know that I think it was Floral Patterns that came up with the kaiju like concept, and then we told that concept to the artist that did the album art. His name is Rek, and he their Instagram name is Nervous Rek, REK on Instagram, and they're super super talented, and I love them. And that was just all them, you know, like they did that completely on their own, and it turned out really fucking cool.
It's so cool. Like I'd love to have that on my wall.
Yeah.
And another really, I would say, funny cover art is the Nightcar remix of your first EP with like Bobby Hill and Hatsune Miku on the same image. And why Nightcar? How did that happen? I just think it's so funny.
I really love Nightcore, honestly. I think I made that like a week or two after I put out the self-titled EP, like completely as a fucking joke. But I've heard that people genuinely listen to it, which is cool.
Yeah.
I like it. I have always loved Nightcore. I've always had like this fascination with it, and I really kind of want to implement more of it into just music, into my music in general. You know?
Yeah. And I love it. It's just so funny. But yeah, going back to internet culture, like Nightcore, very intrinsically connected to the internet.
Yeah.
I asked Caleb and everyone from Hey I Love You this question. I really like their responses, and I do want to ask you, what aspect of like mid 2010s internet culture do you think we should bring back?
Oh man, that's a loaded question. I feel like there's a lot.
You can mention multiple.
Okay. Oh man, I don't even know how to answer that question. Anime music videos is the coolest shit ever.
Respect.
Watching the shit. What's it called? The anime Yu Yu Hashiko.
Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah.
Yeah. Watching the anime music video of that for Map of the Stars by the Brave Little Abacus in high school. That was the coolest shit ever. I used to watch that anime music video all the time. And so anime music videos, 1. 2, Nightcore obviously should be everywhere. I think that shit should be playing on like main radio stations, you know?
I play it on my show, no shame.
Cool. Troll Faces should, I mean, they're already making a comeback. They've made their comeback. You know that video from like NCIS of Justin Bieber getting shot?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, bring that back. I don't know how. Just do it.
I love that. Great.
Cool.
And yeah, another fun question. I asked my friends, like the people at WSUM, to send me questions for you because we're all so excited for your show tomorrow.
Me too.
So I got a couple of fun questions. First one being, Hollywood hired your Arms Are My Cocoon to make a soundtrack to a movie. What is that movie about?
That movie is about a frog that starts a railroad construction company, and he falls in love with a specific train, and the entire world tells him you can't love a train. It's a train. You can't be in love with a train. And then him and the train get married, and they show the world. Yeah. And the end of the end of the movie is the train coming full speed at him, and he's going like, and then they kiss, you know. And
well, I was not expecting this.
Cuts to black.
I was not expecting this, but as soon as this interview is over, I'm sending the idea to Pixar, and we're gonna get rich, Tyler.
Yeah, they get on that.
The next one is, what would be your dream concert lineup?
Fuck. Okay. Am I playing this concert or am I?
Yeah, you're playing.
I'm playing. Okay. So I guess it would be not realistic. Okay. So Pierce the Veil headliners. I love Pierce the Veil.
Yeah.
Then the Brave Little Abacus.
Okay.
And then me. I'm opening for Brave Little Abacus. I can do that. Sure. Whatever.
I feel like that's very reasonable.
Okay.
We can make it happen. Campaign for it.
Yeah. And then at the bottom, opening for me, Aerosmith.
Why Aerosmith?
I just want them to open for me. I feel like that'd be a good ego boost.
Yeah, I love it. But and the nice question that I got from friends was if you have any anime recommendations, and then it's here in parentheses. If Tyler doesn't like any anime, recommend video games.
Okay. I do like anime. I haven't watched a whole lot recently, but Trigun is one of my favorites. I'm into like the basic shit. I love Trigun. I love Kill la Kill is really cool.
All right.
See what the fuck else? What other anime have I watched? Gurren Lagann is really, really great. And Your Lie in April.
Okay. What about video games? Because you mentioned earlier sampled on your music.
Yeah.
I feel there's gonna be some good ones there.
Not really. Pretty much all I play is Pokemon. Pokemon Platinum is the best game ever made. I've been playing Shadow of the Colossus recently. That game fucking rules. And then Dragon Quest VIII is phenomenal. And it's got one of the coolest soundtracks.
Yeah, thank you. And this falls into another question that I have, which is what non-musical influences can we find on your music? And this is maybe like something that we wouldn't even know if you didn't tell us. Maybe a book, a movie, show, whatever.
I love going on walks. And so a lot of what influences me is just the world around me. Going on walks and looking around, seeing trees, seeing the leaves turn orange and yellow and fall off the trees, and holding my girlfriend's hands, her hair, her freckles on her face.
That's so cute.
Missing my parents. I haven't seen them in a while. I miss them a lot. Feeling good. Like when I go on walks, like that's feels like I can finally like breathe, you know, especially since becoming an adult in quotation marks, because all I ever fucking do is go to work and come home and watch Gordon Ramsay and then fall asleep. But when it's just me and I'm outside, it feels like I'm actually alive, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And nothing means more to me than laying in a field and staring up and watching the clouds move from behind branches, whether they be clothed with leaves or naked and bare. All of that is my biggest influence, I think.
That's such a good answer. I feel like we could just pick apart little snippets of what you just said, and that those like perfect lyrics to a song. So poetic. And yeah, going back to your music, you're playing one of your first live shows this tomorrow, Saturday, here in Madison.
Yeah.
First of all, are you excited?
I'm really excited. I'm really nervous. I've never played a full live show before, ever in my life. I've played like a song that I've written once or twice for like a school talent show. But besides that, literally nothing ever. So I'm really nervous.
I do have to ask, was the song at the high school talent show Screamo?
No. I'm not that courageous. I'm a little bitch, actually. Just another reason why I'm nervous is because I'm a little bitch and I'm scared of people. But I'm excited to see everybody and finally get to play my music for some people.
And how was transposing your songs to a live setting? Like going from the bedroom to a stage?
Well, right now, not a whole lot of transposing. I'm going to be using a backing track for these first couple of shows at the very least. I like eventually to have a full band, obviously.
Yeah.
It's just right now I don't know a whole lot of people, and I don't know how feasible that would be, especially because I am having to work all the time just to, live. But yeah, eventually I'd like to move it over to a full band thing. Right now, I'm doing a backing track for all my songs, but I'm hoping I'm putting enough into a performance and into stage presence that it'll work anyway.
It's gonna be great. I am beyond excited for the concert.
Okay.
And hopefully, yeah, it's gonna be great. I'm excited. Okay. Alongside that, you've been teasing your upcoming musical project on Twitter for a little while. And I do want to know, how is it going to sound different from your debut EP? Like, what should we expect? Because you've already premiered a couple of songs. In particular, I really, really liked I'm Ruined. I think you played it at one of the online festivals. And I'm just very excited. And what should we expect? Give us a little spoiler.
So you should expect a lot more effort going into songs, because the self-titled EP, I made most of it in like the period of like a couple of months, just like throwing shit together until it sounded all right. And then I was like, fuck it, I've got a full album. Because there was a deadline for me to finish all of it. I was living in my parents' house, and by the end of August, I had to move to Chicago to go to college. And so I wanted to finish everything that I could while I was still living at my parents' house, so that I could release it a couple days after I went to college, or got to Chicago, which is exactly what I did. But now I've got a lot more time to put actual effort into songs. And so I know that one song in particular that I've finished, and I'm now just waiting to put out there eventually. It's going to be on one of the splits. But I recorded...
So mysterious.
I recorded, I believe, over 250 tracks for it. I put a lot of fucking time into these new songs, and I'm just hoping it pays off.
Hopefully it will, yeah. As we're approaching the end of the interview, there's one question that I ask everyone that I interview, which is, what is your biggest musical guilty pleasure? Songs that you think are kind of cringe, songs you're embarrassed to share. I mean, we talked about Nightcore already, so I know it doesn't... I know it's going to be a good answer.
we already talked about that one. I am unironically really, really into... I don't even know if this is embarrassing or not, but I'm really, really into like popular scene bands. Like, I will never, ever stop listening to like Hawthorne Heights or like Pierce the Veil. I love fucking Chiodos. I just love post-hardcore. I think it's really, really cool. And fucking people like to bash down on it because it was, it's part of the like long hair covering the face scene, but whatever. I love that shit.
Yeah, great answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Do you have any last words for your fans? Any messages you want to put out?
I have to pee so bad right now. I'm literally going to piss myself.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you, everyone that came to Alls Make No Lake with Tyler from your Arms Are My Cocoon. Yeah, come to the concert in Madison. This will probably go after it. So hopefully you were there. Thank you so much, Tyler. Have a great night.
Thanks, you too.
See ya.
And good night, everybody. I love you. I love you, everybody. Good night. Have a good night, everybody.